Hello, Mr. Wood here, and welcome to Wise Revise video session number 1. Now this is all about getting you ready for that exam in the future, whether that's your GCSE exam, your A-level exam, your degree. We're going to give you some tips and a progress to prepare for that, so that you're ready when you walk in that exam to be fully confident. And when you're in there, that you can bring to mind the things that you've learned so you can use them to answer the questions that you need to. Today's video is number 1, and it's all about the truth about effective revision. The truth about effective revision starts like this. Effective revision is often boring and it's often difficult. That's how it starts. Now, I'm sorry about that. I wish I could tell you otherwise, but the truth is, if you want to do really well in those exams, you need to be prepared for this now. You need to be prepared for the fact that there's going to be times when you're revising and you're not enjoying it. There's going to be times when you're revising and you're like, oh my goodness, this is really, really tough. Because the full truth about effective revision is that even though effective revision is often boring and it's often difficult, it is always worthwhile. There's not a minute, there's not a second that you could put into effective revision that you will regret at a later stage. Effective revision, often boring, often difficult. GCSE and A-level results days are wonderful days in our school, where the students come in, they grab their envelope, they open it up, and they see what results they've got. Now, I'm going to promise you this, I've never, in 10 years of working in schools, I've not one time heard a student say, oh, I wish I did less revision. No one says that. I tell you what, I've heard a whole bunch of times, I wish I did more revision. You see, the truth about effective revision is that sometimes it's boring and sometimes it's difficult, but it always pays a dividend. It's one of those things in life, like so many others, that what you put into it is what you get out of it as well. What you put into revision is what you take out, as long as you're doing effective revision. More of that to follow. In the Bible, it says that God is not mocked. It says that what a man reaps, he also sows. What this means is that what you put into anything in life is what you get out. What you invest is what you take out at the end. It's so for true of everything in life. Why would it not be the case for revision? And sadly, I've seen students year after year after year leave everything up until the last minute with this strange hope that everything's just going to turn around suddenly and they're going to be fine. They've watched the Lion King movie too many times. If you've seen the Lion King, I don't know if you've seen this one, but Simba goes off, he does some crazy stuff, and then when it's the right time, he just comes back and everything's fine. And I think a lot of my students have watched that film and think, hey, that's going to work with my GCSEs, that's going to work with my A-levels. I'm just going to, roll off, going to do what I want, because I know that at the end, everything's going to be fine. Sadly, it's not. Sadly, on those results days I was talking about, we get a whole bunch of students who open up those envelopes and they're disappointed with what they see. You see, with revision, what you put in is what you take out. It's a lot like playing guitar. I don't know if any of you guys have learned an instrument. I learned to play guitar. I play guitar not very well, but I have learned. Now, one of the first parts of me of playing guitar was learning the chord shapes and learning the G and the C and the D and the E minor and the F. And just, it was painful trying to hold those positions in shape, pushing the strings down. It was uncomfortable. I found it really difficult, but I had to keep on going with that. I had to progress. I had to keep on going so that eventually I was able to learn that and switch between the chord shapes while I was playing. You see, this is a lot like revision. You need to put that work in, you need to go through that difficult time to reap the benefits at the end. Can you imagine a musician who had a big concert to play in, and he or she was like, do you know what, I'm just gonna wait right until the day before, I'm gonna have a big old practice then, and then I'm gonna be good to go. They would never do that. And the same is the case with revision. Good revision is a lot like lifting weights. If you've seen people lifting weights before, if you lift weights yourself, you know that it's monotonous. It can be difficult. But you keep on lifting, and you have to go through that to reap the benefit on the other side. Another helpful parallel here is the more resistance you've got in the weights, the heavier weight you're lifting, the more progress you're going to see. When you're revising, if you go for the stuff you don't know, if you go for the difficult stuff, it is going to be more difficult. There's going to be more resistance, but you will see the benefits. Could be boring, can be difficult, but always, always worthwhile. You might think about revising like eating some healthy food, like eating, I don't know, spinach and some carrots. Now, I love spinach and I love carrots, but if I had to eat it every day, I think I'd probably get bored of it. I think some days I'd put that spinach in my mouth and I'd be like, not exactly loving this at the moment. But if I remember the benefit of it, if I knew that it was good for me, I think I could put up with eating it a little bit every day and just getting through that monotony, getting through that difficult time, because I could see the benefit on the end. This is a lot like revision as well. It's good for you, but it's not always pleasant. But again, always worthwhile. Another really difficult thing that people find with revision is the fact that you don't always see results straight away. I've helped some students with their revision before, and they've come back after a week and they say, Mr. Wood, it's not working. I've done it for a whole week. It's just not coming in. And the fact is that sometimes with revision, and actually I say sometimes, often with revision, there's a delayed response. So you do the work, and it's not till a little time into it that you start to see the benefits of it. You just have to hope and trust and pray that those benefits are coming. But I tell you, they are there. You just need to keep at it at first. Don't give up straight away. You just crack on with it. You make your plan. You start off. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be boring. But I promise you, you will see the results further down the line. So the truth about effective revision is this. It may be boring. It may be difficult, and if I'm honest, it probably will be at times, but the payoff is huge. You will never regret any second you put into revising effectively. You will never regret any minute that you put into revising effectively. Watch the rest of the videos. Learn the processes, learn the skills, learn how to plan your revision sessions, and I promise you now, you will never regret it.